ʻāina Finda, being presented by Julia Marin and Jocelyn Belton, or just both of you? Okay, well, great. Welcome.
Hey guys.
Anytime.
You ready? Okay, what's going to happen? Aloha, we are Julia Marin and Jocelyn Belton of ʻāina Finda, which is a phone application to teach Hawaiian language foundations, culture, and history of place.
I'm Lydia. I'm from Wailua, Kauai. I recently graduated with my master's from Hawaiian Studies at UH Manoa, and I currently work as a cultural resource specialist.
I'm Jocelyn. I'm from Lahaina, Maui, and I currently work as a DevOps engineer, and I'm the technical half of our duo.
Together, we're a team of two that believe in creating a cultural application built for community which strives to normalize Olelo Hawaii and Ike Hawaii through the process of remembering, rewriting colonial narratives, and transforming consciousness by responsibly leveraging Western technology. Today, the majority of the population in Hawaii is either unaware of the existence of, the participation in, or the impacts of settler colonialism and the erasure of the histories, language, and sites.
Moreover, websites and apps are created for the tourism industry and not for the indigenous community, which continues to dominate and disseminate the colonial narrative of Hawaii. Our contemporary way of life also encourages us to forget who we are and what we value.
So we're creating this app because of our aloha for our home and our understanding that we have a kuleana to this place and to leave it better for future generations. It's through the process of sharing Ike Hawaii and Olelo Hawaii that we believe we can begin to solve for these problems.
And we feel that the current solutions to this problem aren't communicating them in a way that people will listen.
So counter-narratives are a way to combat settler colonialism and erasure. They can be found in reports, histories, theses, books, photo books, but they're hidden on a shelf and you kind of have to know what you're looking for. Other ways to combat erasure are through websites and apps, but they focus on one thing or the other, language or culture. They don't attempt to bridge the gap between language, culture, and history.
Our solution is to leverage the power of artificial intelligence to teach Hawaiian language foundations, culture, and history. We prioritize our community through a researchers and developers portal where community members can share Ike or Mana'o, helping us to responsibly build and tell a more comprehensive story about our home.
Okay, so how does it work? Users will bust out their phone and they'll take a photo. The image recognition software will identify the objects in the photo and translate the words from English to Hawaiian. Users can then click on each word to take a deeper dive.
The words provide you with general knowledge and specific knowledge based on your location services. General knowledge is comprised of a deeper definition, historical facts and photos, statistics, and current issues to help you learn about the context of that word. If your location services are turned on, we provide specific place-based knowledge. As you can see in our example, if you see the word fish and are at Wailua River, we will provide you with specific fish that are found in Wailua River, so you get more information about that.
So why do we do this? For two reasons. One, because knowledge is specific to place, and two, words have both literal and figurative meanings, and they have different components that constitute them.
When we started our Purple Prize journey, metaphorically we needed to learn to navigate before we could set sail in our va'a. ʻāina Finda is the product of Lilia's master's thesis and we needed to work on it. The ideation phase has allowed us to progress by better focusing our idea, keeping our end user in mind, restructuring our front end and creating a new prototype quickly, and stepping out of our comfort zone and sharing our idea with others.
So to better prepare for our journey, we had to chart out our course with major landmarks that we'll hit. And now that we've we have momentum and our va'a is ready to set sail, in order for us to get to each landmark though, different tasks need to be completed. So our plan for the next 6 months to 1 year include adding general knowledge to the database, developing a researchers and developers portal with guidelines for community submissions, migrating from a website to a native phone application, creating premium features to help monetize the app, and develop a business plan, then test it, market it, and share it.
Right now, hosting our application is essentially free, but we will break out of this free tier as we gain more users. This team would include a knowledgeable business person so that the application could be self-sustainable, a part-time researcher, a freelance coder, and a Hawaiian language expert. While we're super dedicated to this project, we know that it will take funding to pay all these people, and we do believe in job creation.
Our potential impact lies in our last landmark, which is to share. The foundation of our app allows us to share our API, and thus the potential to enable simple creation of more language and culture apps. Our application provides a model that we can share, and thus has the potential to be scaled to other Indigenous cultures throughout the world. And with that, we just wanted to say mahalo nui loa for having us today. It's an honor to be here in front of you. I think it's a purple prize for every, I'm going to start crying again, for all the years you've done coaching us, and mahalo will open up for questions.
All right, judges, questions?
This is really cool. Yeah, looks like I love the metaphor as a good way to sort of chart your guys' stuff. One of the things I was looking for in that one is you guys talked about the R&D portal. And so what is your guys' thoughts in like recruiting people and ensuring that they're able to leverage that portal?
Yeah, so we've talked about it too. We're still in the process of developing it. We want to try to do it as responsibly as possible. It is going to be a lot of open communication. We kind of don't want just people to throw any EK up there, and so it's going to be a one-on-one process with people when we first start putting the information up. But we think that, oh, go ahead.
I think we would probably approach, other students like Lilia that are developing their master's theses or all this kind of stuff, and that might end up just on a shelf, and just give them a platform where they could upload it, and we could figure out a way to kind of sort what place-based knowledge we can pull out of it and then share it with the community. Mm-hmm. We do understand though that like not all information can be shared publicly like that, but
and yeah, I love this project. This is really, there's a lot of heart to it. And I'm wondering about the users. Like, I'm thinking of myself, like I would want to use this, but then wondering, like, what kind of communities are you targeting? Is it going to be diverse, or do you have a set community? And then do you already have kind of users that are like ready, like at bat to be able to use it, or is that part of your navigation plan?
So finding, I guess, our total target end user is going to be part of our journey for the next building phase if we get in. But what we kind of see are probably students. So instead, when you go to Hawaiian Language 101, you go around your house and you label everything. You kind of wouldn't have to do that anymore. You could just take your phone and take a picture of everything, and then maybe teaming up with Punanaleo or something, so that parents that don't get to be in the classroom with their kids all day long, they'd have something kind of to have at home to make it easier for them to do their lessons at home.
So we start with the focus user, and then we have who we kind of focus on first, and then after that we kind of have a general list of like target users.
Yeah, we would want everybody to be able to use this, but I think we're going to approach kind of more student based at first.
So part of my master's thesis, I did a really deep dive on, it actually started from my local Hawaii, but I was looking at what was technically out there. So Dohea has a super awesome app, which is language, or which is native stories, but to do the artificial intelligence part, we haven't found anything like ours yet.
Yeah. I mean, if we were in China, we want to learn Chinese. So it's not, the audience is anyone who feels like they want to connect to a place in a deeper way. So it doesn't have limitation, but sometimes people, when Hawaiians initiate Hawaiian things, everybody gets scared, oh, you have to be Hawaiian. You just have to care. So I love that this feels like that kind of application. It's accessible, it's easy, Duolingo, and those little post-it notes and labeling everything. Come on, we can do better. So,
and that's what we hope this will do. We hope that it can be a model to be scaled to other Indigenous cultures.
How can we help other people do something similar? And we want to share all of this and share all of your knowledge and your knowledge. I think that's great.
Yeah. We're big fans of open source. So.
to be able to place in the realist way.
Yeah. And we believe that a lot of people just the only way to make this normal is if it is normal.
Exactly.
So all of the work that we're putting in to our back ends, we could be able to share to other people that just want to create applications that maybe they only know how to do the front end programming and they don't have the time to do all of this research and that kind of stuff. So it would just be there and available.
The only other consideration, going back really quickly to the R&D portal, is thinking about, and I'm sure you guys are about this, but how do we get the kupuna who not as digital savvy and I get their layout into this, because I see the power of this and how really good that would be, and knowing them that they have just so much EK to offer, so I'm sure you guys are thinking about that, but yeah.
We totally are, and I think it's just going to be conversations that we're going to have, and we're super excited about that part.
We're kind of thinking that the portal would be something like a form you would fill out, so it might be a little bit more user-friendly for an older crowd. Or
It looks like
maybe
this.
it has
Yeah, put that in for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
one-on-one, so, but we're excited for that, and so that's what we look forward to next. Yeah. But thank you guys so much for listening to us. I know it's lunchtime, and you guys are hungry.
That's awesome.
Thank you for having us.